Hello, hi, and sorry for being a bit late today, but welcome to a new game dev stream. My name is Volteripal, and we're going to jump right into it. Again, sorry for being late. I got up a bit late, I'm not going to lie. I went to bed late last night, so yeah. I'm going to try and be more consistent, but just starting out, and it's pretty rocky getting up so early on the weekend. So last time we left off, we were trying to get it so that the perks would randomize when the shop appears rather than when we open the menu. And it did something kind of weird when we did. Because when we did, it would do this. So when we do randomized perks, it sets the visibility of the loot body to hidden originally, and then gets spaced off the array, the perk array, for 4 random perks. It does this. Now I think what you can do to fix this is briefly store this as a variable called round perks. Then we get round perks here. I'm also going to promote this to a variable called no perks. I'm going to create another custom event called shop open. And we're going to call this where it would originally be called with the HUD. Yeah, my bird downstairs is going mad. Shop open. Let's try that. Didn't work. So when we run randomized perks, it gets the array. What if I do it so... What if we get player character? Cast to BP first person character instead. And we do... Great. I've really got to fix the Unreal Engine lag. I just haven't got around to it. Sorry about that. If it's lagging on your end. And we get 4 random perks. From both these two variables. Drag these down here for now. There we go. So do 4 random perks. I'm going to set the perk array and no perks. And then when we toggle perk shop, we're going to add in 2 inputs. One being an integer array, perk array, and one being no perks. I'm going to go shop, compile, save. Get perk array. Get no perks. Compile, save, perk shop UI. Then we do the same here. Add in an integer. Set that to an array. Call that perk array. Call this no perks. And plug that in there. And plug that in there. I'm hoping that works. Of course not. But when we called it from... But if I call randomized perks... then it works. Why? Something about the array isn't getting passed through. Oh. No, that's your code. Oh, it's not doing spawn in at the moment. That's probably why. I'm just going to do it down here then as well. Do that. Nope. Why? For each loop, I want to print the array. It's not printing shit. You get a single custom component, does the relevant perks. Print bad. It's printing 0. Is that print there? Get player character, cast a first person character, do 4 random perks. Make sure it's the right one, set it to pink. No, it's not. It's not even running. Why is it not running? Event begin play, set visibility, collision enabled. This actually just straight up doesn't run. Okay. So 4 random perks isn't doing anything? Work, damn it. Okay, so it's running, but it's not saving it. What? What if I just plug that directly in? No. It gets a skill system component, which it should always have access to because it's attached to it. But if it's ran anywhere other than the HUD, this thing refuses to work. Even if it's ran in the HUD, it only works if it's ran in one spot. Could it be? I'm wondering if it's because it's doing it before the thing gets attached. So what if I move that there, do a delay of like, we'll wait for like a second. That should be more enough time for everything else to get set up. 1, 2. Okay, split in a second. No. Am I feeding through the information right? Perk shop UI on perk open. That's plugged into the thing, and no perks is plugged into the condition. Update perk goes off the perk number, which it should have from this. Shop and the HUD. I wanna die. Oh, that was it this entire time, wasn't it? I could have swore I connected that. Oh, I accidentally fat fingered deep one of my macros. Right. Game dev. Gotta love it. Don't you just love it when it's something that you should have seen? Ah, well. It's working now. Let's get rid of this delay and see if it still works. No, so that delay was actually necessary because I think what's happening is we're trying to run the event before it's like loaded on the system. But we don't really need it there. So I think if we do once, I've got an idea for this. We don't need it to activate every time it's the things like at the beginning of the game. What we do need is it to do it every time we interact with it. And we have a player reference. No, I did get player controller there when I could just do that. So we just get a sequence. If I could spell. We get a sequence. First we try and do this. Where we cast. There we go. Drag that down there, drag that down there, drag that down there. And then we do this. Oh, that's why. Oh, don't need to cast for that. Can do that. And then we need to get play control for that one. Get play controller. Put that on there. And we see it only does it once, which is perfect. So now what we need is something to reset it. Which we already should have. Just gonna drag this down here. To the left of here, so then we can just go, yep. And that should reset it. So every time we interact with it for the first time, it'll give us a selection of perks. And then once it's reset, that's it. That's it for that round. We'll get new ones. So I think if I do keyboard key O, just want to see if I can run anything from here without being a controller. Don't think I can. What if I do this? Destroy actor self. Nah, can't do anything like that. Keyboard key, we'll go for like B. This will just be a test thing. So when we press B, we're gonna get all actors of class. That class is shop. We're gonna do a for each. It's gonna be spawn. Spawning. So by default we want this no collision. We're gonna make it last for like 10 seconds. So it's not here, we press B, it's here now. We've got dash, regen delay, gonna wait for it to go. Okay. Do it again. It should still be. It should be completely different now. Yep. Cool. So that works. That works fine. Now you can set that back to 120. I feel like 2 minutes actually quite. I'm gonna set it to a minute. A minute and a half. We'll go 90. And we're gonna set. We're gonna get rid of this because we don't need that anymore. And yeah, that works. So we've got. So far, we've got a few rounds done, spawning shop done, new menu for shop done, perks selected by player, selection of perks to buy, perk cost will increase throughout the game, and we'll have a set amount of perks that can only be. Now, I don't know if we did the whole thing of making it so you can't purchase a perk when you've already maxed it out. I'm going to go up here so the enemies aren't in the way. And I'm going to give myself... Where's the points value? Let's give myself a max of, like, a starting value of, like, that much. Oh yeah, I set it to be invisible, didn't I? Collisions enabled. Compile, save, go. So if I buy dash, so I've got 10,000. That's 110. So I'm on 99899. If I buy it again, oh, hang on. Wait, what? So I've got knockback. It's a one-off. Buy it. Go out. Go back in. It's now changed to something else. Of course. There's a reason for that. And I know what it is. Because I'm running that update. See, that's why I don't want it to update every time I open. So what if rather than... I'll do shop open, shop update. Go shop update. Okay. We want that to... We toggle the perk shop. It goes here. We do shop update. I could maybe do like do once. So when we... Yeah, I'm not really... I'm trying to think of a way I can do this, because when I try and update the perk in here... I mean, I could try again, but every time I've done it so far, it doesn't work. But that doesn't actually make that any better. That does the exact same thing. We'll do a new branch here called updating. If it's true, we update it. If not, we just go straight to the toggle widget. There you go. Power that, save that. Then we're going to go to compile, save, compile. There's always like this like noise, like big with my monitor, and I'm worried it's breaking. It never sounds good. So we want to, if it's updating, we want to basically put something. I don't want to do once. First time. First open, we'll call it. We can set that there. Set it back to false there. Reset that. Can get first open. Plug that in. We're going to want this to be the other way around. Has updated all this. Oh, that saved that. Rename this as well. Has updated. So if has updating is false, if has updated is false, we want to update the shop. If it isn't, we want to. If it is true, we want to just skip over that. And then if we go toggle perk, and after we've toggled the perk, we're going to just set has updated to true. Then that should stop that from. Okay, so we've got 45 fast hands, punch and bullet split, go like that, go back in. Okay, so what I want to see now is if I buy support drone, I go back out, I go back in, it's still support drone. And I can still buy it though. But it's not swapping it out anymore. Which is what we want. So yeah. I can try. I would rather do it like this. Get perk shop. Update. Shop update. And just plug in that there. Oh, it's working now. What? I wasn't doing it. I wasn't working before. Sure, fuck it, why not? I don't know if it's better. Well, this one I'm doing 2 casts, whereas if I do it the old way, I was only doing the 1 cast. So it might actually be better to just leave it as. Yeah, I think it's better if I just do this. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. Plug that back in there. So it's still updating. So now the problem is I can still buy the perk again, which is something I've got to change. So when it's clicked, it checks the tiers. So it should be saying it's a hidden. So it checks tiers. It finds the row name ID, perk tiers. Finds the associated key. If perk tiers, which is how many is the overall tiers, is less. Is that really how it works? Hang on. Because I've got it over here where. So we set perk tiers. And. That's why, because I'm doing it the wrong way around. So if I buy a perk, it doesn't remove it though, which it should be. If A is less than B, it'll be false. See ya! Want to do that, I think. Hey, there we go. I go back in, it's not there. Cool, so you can't buy too many of the perk now. Nice. I think that's everything it needs to do. Oh, maybe one thing I'm going to do as well is buying the same perk multiple times will be more expensive. So each perk button shop has a cost associated to it. Which will be simple enough, because that would just be a case of check the tiers, after that perk selected. What we're going to do is we're going to get the cost and times it by 2. Then we're going to set cost. So it's one. It's not updating the tooltip because I think the tooltip is set somewhere else. In update perk UI. Yeah, we set. We'll create the perk tooltip with the perk data. So I need to update perk data, I think. So we're going to get and we're going to set. Split that. Split that. So all of that can just go through. Except for that. And then we need to actually in the shop, do we... Yeah, we set the cost still, so... Set cost. And whatever we plug into there is cost. I think I might need to promote this to a variable. Hello, Scotty TV, how are you? Plug that in there. Go back to the event graph and hopefully tooltip update. What is it called? Set tooltip. There we go. I think that kind of works. Hopefully that does what I want it to. Compile that, save that, go here, press E. No. Is it even getting more expensive? Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. So why isn't the tooltip updating, man? I was hoping setting it again would work, but it doesn't. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Because we create the perk tooltip widget, set the tooltip, and we use the perk there. You should avoid putting function code. Yeah, I know. It's this is mainly for well, most of this is just for the actual visual side of it. The actual like functions, all like for giving perks, are here. This is just perk logic should go inside a component. Yeah, perk logic is inside a component. All the stuff in the perk, this is just like trying to get it to visually show up like the selection correctly. It's probably a bit too much logic for even the UI, but like most of the logic is handled outside of it. It's just basically trying to get it so this is how much it costs based on the button, and just trying to set like the. I'm just trying to update at the moment the tooltip, which doesn't want to update. So we get the perk of widget, set the tooltip there, and then I don't want to create a new widget. Or do I just create a new widget? Also the costs. Well, the cost is fed through from a database. So that is actually kind of handled. Yeah, the cost of it is handled in the shop, but that's. Yeah, it's probably not the best for it to be handled there. It comes through from like a database and just gets multiplied on the UI. I know it's not really great to have too much like function code in the widgets, but it's only a simple multiplication, so I reckon it'll probably be fine. Maybe. Hopefully. I hope so anyway. I can always try and change it later. Set tooltip. Because to create the tooltip, I just did create perk tooltip widget. But I think if I just do another one of these, return value, sets the tooltip. Sets a custom widget as a tooltip. Oh, hang on a bloody minute. Perk tooltip. So we've got the pre-construct. If we just have like a called update. Nope, copied that twice. Perk name text, plug that in there. Perk description, plug that in there. Pre-construct is only for in-editor changes, is it? It says it's called in both the game and editor. I thought pre-construct was before it gets don't expect to be run in the editor in it. Use event construct instead. Yeah, I suppose it wouldn't really matter if I used. Just do that. There we go. Bloop. Just test if that works. Yeah, works fine. Cool. Thank you for that. I'm just gonna make a custom event to update the UI when you buy the perk. So basically, it will update the cost of it visually as well. Because at the moment, it's not doing that. Get the tier, put that in there, and get the cost. do that. If you, for example, set a text block in pre-construct, you'll see changes whilst in editor mode on the widget. Wait a minute, if it's on event... I don't know if that will... I'm hoping maybe we construct will update then. No. So I do still need to do the update. Perk shop button. Perk tooltip? Yeah, perk tooltip. So that's all set to update. Just make sure there's the right ones. Yes, yes, yes. And then we go perk shop. I've got too many things open again. Event graph. So we don't need to set the tooltip, we just need to update it. So we probably need to... We've got to update the perk data here. I'm hoping that will update, but I don't think it will. No, I've got to set it again. So when the perk shop UI... Not update perk. When... Shop... Get rid of that, don't need that, don't need that for now, and I don't need that for now. Perk button shop is an update UI. So we create the tooltip and we plug in perk data. We set the tooltip and then we go perk tooltip. I'm wondering if I don't even need to do that, if I just need to go set and do that. That might be all I need to do, hopefully. Probably not. Probably will need to redo it again, but... And then in perk button shop, we just plug that in. Yeah. Okay, so we plug that in there and it should update, hopefully. I'm an idiot. I don't even need to... I don't need that there at all. I can just do this. There we go. Hey! There we go. It's working. Nice. Yeah, I know it's not the best to have a lot of code in the UI. The problem is that this entire thing here is very UI focused. A good way would be put all the perks inside a data table, data perk data table. Yeah, I have got that. I've got most of that. I've got my perks inside. Where is it? So I've got a perk data structure and a perk data table, which has all like the costs and the descriptions and everything in it. The base cost at the very least. And I've got the player character has a perk component on them, which handles the actual updating of the perk and all that stuff. But it's just a lot of the button is just kind of picking 4 random perk. The player also picks the random perks that will go on to this button, and it feeds through the information to it. So yeah, most of it is handled in the skill system component here. So we've got the thing to query a perk to see if it needs to be unlocked, and it can add the perk to the array. It's also got the a name table of all the available perks left for the player to get. And we'll go to player character, first person character. And basically, when it checks the tiers from the perk unlock, it will check, see if it can find it. If it has it, updates perks. At one point, you. Oh well, kind of no actually. Because what I'm making a wave-based shooter with like some roguelike elements. So it's a bit like COD Zombies. So it's kind of like you don't need to save the perks in that because like depending on you start from blank slate each round. So for the game I'm making, this system at the moment works perfectly fine, basically. But yeah, thank you for trying to help though. Genuinely, it's really appreciated. Because I don't understand a lot about some of the blueprint stuff at the moment. But yeah, at the moment, there's no saving system in the game at all because we don't need it for anything at the moment. Though I do want to, at one point, add in some, like, potentially add in overarching progression like you see in like a lot of roguelike games where you can unlock more stuff as you progress through, as you play the game again and again and again to keep it a bit more interesting and fresh. So I would like to do something like that for in terms of saving. How on earth I do that, I have no idea at the moment. But for now, the perks you get don't need to be saved, basically. Because it's going to be in like a roguelike, so not a roguelike, but something similar to like a roguelike. Again, it's like a roguelike mashed with COD Zombies, basically, is what I'm trying to make. You're going to get a perk at the end of every round, and there's this shop, which which at the moment is this cube. It's a very nice cube. And when this shop comes in every 3 to 10 rounds, somewhere in that range after it's appeared, you can spend some points that you get from killing enemies on the shop. And if you do that, that's another way of getting perks. But yes, I think that's yeah, I think that's everything. I think for the shop system now, because they get more expensive when it goes up. The only thing is, I probably shouldn't be. I will agree. I probably shouldn't be handling the code for the math of like increasing the cost in the shop. Really, it's probably not the best place for it. But the shop's the only place that cost is going to be used. So, because when you get the perks after every round, they're free. You don't need to worry about the cost with those. It's just in the shop where you do. Right. What's next on the list of stuff to get through? I got the interaction tooltip changed. Add something when there's no perks left. That's something I've got to do. And then options buy multiple perks from the same shop. Yep, that's done. So the last thing is just making it show it so there's no perks option for when there's no perks left. Perk button shop. Nope. Perk shop UI. I'm just gonna have like a big text box appear saying no perk. Let's get text. I can even put the text. Border, vertical box. Can't I just drag it in? Put it there. No perks. Now we just gotta set the visibility of that to hidden. Compile, save. And then when we update the shop, if it's true, we just get that. I think I should just, where is it? Use collapse instead of hidden when you do stuff like that. Oh, okay. What's the difference in that? Hidden makes it invisible, but still takes up space. Collapse will take up. Ah, okay. Got ya. Great binding. I don't really want to create a binding for it. But I kind of think I need to. That's great. Just gonna make a variable. So it's gonna be a. I've already got the perk for it. Thing for it. Nice. Get no perks. Plug that in there. Plug that in there. If it's true, if no perks is true, it's gonna be visible. If not, it's gonna be hidden. Collapsed even. And there we go. Compile, saved, event graph. Think I need to change these to be collapsed then as well then. Set no perk. Plug that in there, plug that in there. Do that. Now the only way to I haven't made anything to basically say like I've got every perk in the game. So the best way of testing that would be what would be the best way of testing? I've got an idea. I'm gonna make a keyboard key for B, and I think I've got a thing for random perk. Yep. And what that will do is it will give me a random perk. So I'm just gonna do a branch here. Print. No perks left. No perks. And if there's perks left, perks left. This might take a while. I'm just gonna basically mash B until I get all the perks in the game. Problem is, I've got like 30 perks and a lot of them have multiple tiers. I should have set up the shop before this. Problem is, I had the idea of setting up the shop after. I've still got more than 4 Gs. I shouldn't have done that. That update's based on right. We're still going. No perks. There we go. And it crashed. Okay. Infinite loop detected. Set array target. Ah. Wait. Wait. If perk length is... If A is less than B... Oh. But it can't be less than... Wait. Can it? No, because... Oh yeah, I did do decrement, so it should be able to be. Because 0 is 1 perk, 1 is 2, 2 is 3, and anything else should be 4. Infinite loop detected, set array target size, cool. What, this one here? I can understand if this was an infinite loop. Well, actually, no, wait, no, I can't, wait. No, I actually don't understand that. We'll get the perk length, and if there's anything else other than 1, 2, or 0, 1, or 2, it should be going to here. But if we haven't got any perks, it should be going up here anyway. I don't... Oh, hang on a minute. Am I even... So we go back to perk shop UI. D4 random perks. Yeah, we are plugging in no perks. If no perks is true. But we'll go back to the perk shop itself. Blueprints, game objects, perk shop. So it does 4 random perks, it gets that, sets that, does no perks, feeds that through, toggles a perk shop, toggles that, throws that into there, and it should say no perk on the shop when we update it, and it should update the first time. I'm doing the wrong perk there, but B is what I want. I should have made the thing to just give myself max perks. Oh, it's bugging out there. It's not even telling me what perks it's finding. Just says found, but it's not saying what perk. Gonna keep going. There we go, no perks. Now we do it. Press E, and it crashes because it says BP character branch call stack. Well, that's different from where it was before. Okay, that makes more sense. So this system here to see if it has no perks left doesn't work. But it because we get the available perks left from the text array. We get the length of it. And we decrement it. I want to print this. Set this to green. So do B. Oh, amazing. It doesn't print. Look, I love it. Why? Because I'm on the wrong... Oh. No. Because I'm doing random perk, which is a completely different thing, isn't it? I'm going to need to do equal and less than like I do here. I think that's the problem. Let's try that. And here we go again. Giving every single perk in the game back a doom. Okay, there we go. No perk. There we go, it works. For the first time. Set visibility. Visible or collapse based on no perk. Ah. Oh, wait a bloody minute. That's why. Just tick that. So if we do it again, mash B. Why did I add 30 perks? Ah. There you go. Huh. I think mashing it too quick messes with it, because then it starts coming up with just found a lot. But no, like, perk to go with it. Any second now, any second now. I should just make a code to give me every perk. Yeah, I don't like how it's just going perk list found. Like, infinitely. It's not finding any perk, but it's not adding any. Also, I've got way too many drones. I think the random code just bugs out. It was an old code that I set up and I haven't really changed much, so that's probably why. Is there a way I can just make a... I'm going to try and make a code real quick where it gives me every perk instead. Make a function for it. Every perk. So, how do we go about doing that? We need the skills system component. So a random perk, we get a random integer and range, get a data table and row, and check tiers. So I'll do a get perk. So I want to get available perks. We want to... We need length -1. Decrement that. Oh my god, that's why. No, that's fine. Or is it? I don't think decrement is what we need. We just need -1. Maybe. We're getting a length for that. It spits out this number. We're not setting. Okay, no, we should be good. We should be good. So we get random perk. See, random perk, we get a random integer in range. Do we need the length then? We don't need the length. We just need a for each. We're going to do a reverse for each loop because it's going to get removed. Do we do a reverse for each loop? In that loop body, we want to check tiers. The array element being the row name. We just want to get data from. Get data table row. You want perk data table. Split that. Plug that in there. On row found, we want to get the out row tiers. And depending on the tiers is how many times we're in it. So do n. No, I don't want to do n, we want repeat. Because do n means I gotta do it so many times, but if the out row tiers loop body, get the available perk, get that, and we need to update it so many times. Maybe we just do it in here. Hang on. Duplicate. We're going to call this max perk. So we get the row name. We have perk unlocks. We have row name. Get data table. Close that. Don't need those anymore. Perk data table. Is this close to the thing I want? No, that's the wrong one. That's the game mode. I want the player character. Perk. Data table. So we can get, does a data row exist? Get data table row names. Get data table column string. That's the one we want. So we want the perk data table. I want add perk. I don't want to mess with add perk. On max perk. So what we do is we find the perk unlock and then we add 1 to it. If we haven't found it, we add 1. So what I want to do is I want to max perk. So rather than doing this, we're going to do the same thing here. And we're going to get the data table. Get data table row. Get perk row data table. We're going to plug that into there. I'm going to split that. I'm going to plug that in there. So that should give us the max of a perk. Is what I'm hoping. And if we go back to first person character, every perk. When we add perks normally to the character, we add the perk and then we update it. So what we're going to do is on B, on every perk, So when I press B, we're going to do a reverse for each loop. I'm going to press it. We're going to do Get the skill system component. We're gonna do max perk. We're gonna then update the perk. And then we're gonna remove it from the array. And hopefully that works. It does! Let's go! That will make testing so much easier. Okay. Also, my character is now incredibly overpowered. Because they have every perk in the game. Right. We fucking did it, boy. And my tea's gone cold. To be fair, it's been there for like an hour. That makes sense. This perk shop is taking up a lot more time than I thought it would have, honestly. So we've got max every perk. Now I want to do a different command, which is very similar. But rather than max every perk, it's going to max everything but one. So if the array index is equal to... It's going to do it for everything but one. And there's a reason for this. And rather than just replace that, I'm going to duplicate it. Control C, Control V. Drag that over there. So we're going to go for the M key. On keyboard key. Should probably use the debug keys because they won't get applied to the final game. So if we go debug M. So that's press. It's gonna get the available perks unless it's unless the index of that perk is equal to 1. If it's not equal to 1, it will do it. If it is, it will just skip over it. So to M. We should have 1 perk left. No, we do not have 1 perk left. Wow. Because indexes start at 0, don't they? for that. So M. Still says no perk. So we're maxing that perk out, we're updating the perks, and then we're removing that specific perk from the table. If the index isn't equal to 1, just go very quickly look up Unreal Engine Array Index Stat. Array uses 0 base index. First index is 0 and not 1. Yeah. Okay, if it's greater than. If it's greater than 0, then it can do it. Still. It's because I'm not decrementing it. No, I shouldn't. When you max the perk, it gets that that thing, and then maxes it out. Yeah, 0 is the last perk. So we shouldn't have brought jumper upper, but it's not appearing there. And we don't have it. So I don't think it's an issue with giving every perk. I think it's an issue with how the perk shop's being updated. Go figure. And I think I know why. Because when we do 4 random perks, we're getting the length of this, and we decrement the length. And the reason we're decrementing the length is because length of an array actually spits out too high of a value. So if there's one thing in the array, rather than spitting out 0, it spits out 1. Okay. So if there's one thing in the array, it should go back to 0. So this has got to be less than. Can integers even do minus? Oh, that's why. That's fucking why. No, it can be negative. Apparently. Yeah, no, they can be negative. Oh, never mind. No, never mind. It's not why. Let's try this again then. So if we go M. It just says it's an infinite loop though. But it shouldn't be. Why? So we get the length. And we set the perk length. And then we switch that integer, and depending on... If it's 0, we say 1 perk. Mind you, if it's 0, we don't need to do a temporary check thing and search the random number array. We can just... set random number array as 1. Because we're setting it from 0 to a max of 0. So we just do... get a random number array, add 0. Plug that in there. M. Doesn't work at all. But it's not breaking anymore. Oh, no, yeah, it's working now. Why wasn't it doing it the last time? Oh, because I already opened the shop and it doesn't update, does it? So M, jumper upper, buy that, and we need it to basically appear when we do that instead. So if I go this, B, so I've got every perk and... There we go, that's what was causing the problem. Alright, figured it out. Oh, it's also because we never actually set a target array size for this. So it was constantly trying to add stuff to make up to an array number which didn't exist. That's why. Yeah, we don't need to do it. We can just add it 0 because it's only going to be 0. We don't need to make it calculate anything. Okay. So I go back to the perk UI again. So the problem is that no perks is a variable on here that updates at the moment only when shop update happens. So what we need to do is we need to... on perk selected, If available, set target to hidden. We want it to be collapsed instead. And if we then want to basically check Mythical one has gone off. Just someone sending me memes. When we want to check if all the other perk buttons. We've got perk button array. Get visibility. For each. Visibility. That's get set visibility. I wanna. On perk selected. So when we select a perk, we need to check if there's no perks left. So you can set visibility to collapsed. I mean, we can do something with this, maybe. Trying to think. Get a 4 each. For each of that loop, we want to get the visibility. So we want to get all of them, see if they're visible. If they are, I think I removed some code to change the visibility. Hang on. Yes, I did. Set visibility. Get the array for each loop. Is visible. if they are visible, if they're visible, we want it. So perk button array is visible. I want to get all of them. If they are visible, we want it to be true. If it's not, we'll do a variable called perks available. We're going to get perks available. We're going to set this to true and set this to true. So if it's not visible, it will say there's no perks, and if it is visible, it will say there are perks. And the reason we want to do both, we're going to do a branch. We want to get an and we want perks if there are perks available and no perks is not true, then so if there are perks available and there are no. No, we just want perks available. So if there are perks available, we don't really need no perk there. If there are perks available, we're just going to set perks available back to false. And if there are no perks available, we're going to set no perks to true. Set perks available to false again as well. And we want to leave it as that. And that should update it. So we go M, E, by that, no perks. Perfect. Damage causer node. Oh yeah, I think I got hit by my own drone just then. Have to go into that and make sure it can't do that. Check that drone can't hit player. Put that in doing. So add something when there's no perks. So with that, the shop should be implemented completely. Other than visually, basically. Man. It will spawn in every so often. It spawns in, it remains for a set duration, and it'll go away for so many rounds. It'll come back with a brand new perk selection. First person, game objects, shop. Because it resets once it disappears. Yeah. That should be that done, I reckon. So last thing I'm gonna do for today. I'm gonna add in text. A text render. Just gonna drag that forward a little bit. Bit further forward. We're just gonna type in text should we give it? And we're gonna give it just gonna name this shop. And there we go. Shop. Compile, save that, leave that there. Bam, we've got a shop. It's a cube. Maybe I'll make this the shop. Maybe the shop will be this just going whoosh. Kind of want to make it a rift thing, but also I kind of think like a drop pod like rifting out, going like and exploding actually might be pretty amusing. Just be like, nah. Maybe actually, I kind of, now that I've made this drop pod model, I do kind of want to use it for something. Even if it was mostly inspired from Awesome Noughts. Yeah, probably if I'm going to do something for that, I should probably make it a bit more unique. It is pretty much the Awesome Noughts one. Probably won't use that then. Yeah. Right. That's going to be the end of the stream. We got a lot done. Well, I say we got a lot done. We kind of didn't get as much stuff done as I would have liked, but we got some stuff done. We got ooh. I mean, we got like so done. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. I can't draw. But what we got done today is we've got done the shop now works fully. It will pick random perks every time it spawns in. Well, every time the player interacts with it for the first time after it spawns in, it will pick random perks. It'll pick up to 4 random perks, depending on how many perks are left. And then it will give the player all those perks, depending on. It will allow the player to buy the perk. It will increase the cost of said perk depending on the round and how many times you brought it, and it will increase the. What else will it increase? It will increases the cost. It has a response for when perks go. When you fully buy a perk, it will no longer appear. If I go M, see, it will still appear here. Which is something I've got to also. How am I going to solve that? Also, one thing I want to check real quick. So if I go play E, so this perk here, multi-shot, is 110, now it's 220. If I go out and back in, it's still 220, okay. I go back in, it's 440. Yep. And back in, it's 880. Yeah, that's definitely 8. And then 1,000. Yep, okay, so the price does stay the same when you go back in and out. But the problem is I need to add something for getting the perk after you've opened it once. Okay, that's something else. I'll add that to the list of things to do. Granted, that's not gonna. No, that can happen because the shop can remain in between rounds. Okay. So the last thing I've got to do for it is make the shop remove perks that the player has maxed out after the shop has stocked it. Maxed out via other methods after the shop has stocked it. So, cannot buy it whilst it's already not appear normally. Anyway. However, when the player okay. That should be a case of when I open the shop. There's another spider in here. God damn it. When I open the shop, it should just be a case of lowering. It's just get price. Yeah, it should just be a case of checking the perk when I open the shop. But anyway, that is me done. I am going to go. I might stream tomorrow. I'm not sure if I will. So I'll let you guys know on my Twitter if I do. But yeah, if I decide to, but I should decide by the end of the day. I'm not entirely sure. Is over in the good old UK. It's a bank holiday, so because of that, I actually have extra time in my hands, and I've got some other things to do, so it might not be the usual time, but I might just hop on the stream and start doing some stuff. Not sure if I will, though. So, most likely it will just be a case of next week. That's why they're getting closer. Alright, goodbye.